Imagine an object that weighs as much as a herd of 100 adult elephants, a structure made of solid aluminum, steel, and titanium, loaded with hundreds of people and thousands of gallons of fuel. Now, imagine tossing that colossal 500-ton chunk of metal into the sky, and it just stays there. For most of human history, the idea of heavier-than-air flight wasn't just a dream, it was considered a physical impossibility. Yet today, thousands of massive airplanes are cruising above our heads at this very moment, gliding as smoothly as a bird. Welcome to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Today, we are looking at the invisible magic and the very real physics of how a 500-ton airplane stays airborne. To understand how an airplane flies, we first have to change the way we think about the sky. We tend to think of air as nothing, but air is actually a fluid, just like water. It has mass, and it has resistance. If you've ever stuck your hand out the window of a fast-moving car and felt the wind push your arm back, you felt the physical weight of the air. For centuries, humanity thought the only way to conquer the sky was to be lighter than the air itself, which is why the first successful flights were in hot air balloons. But in 1903, the Wright brothers proved a radical new idea. If you have the right shape and move fast enough, you can force that invisible ocean of air to carry you. To do this, a massive airplane must master a constant invisible tug-of-war between four fundamental forces: weight pulling down, lift pulling up, thrust pushing forward, and drag pulling back. The true hero of heavier-than-air flight is the wing. If you look closely at an airplane's wing, you'll notice a very specific shape called an airfoil. It's slightly curved on the top and flatter on the bottom. When an airplane speeds down the runway, the wing cuts through the air. The air traveling over that curved top surface has to move faster, which creates a zone of low pressure above the wing. This is a scientific rule called Bernoulli's principle. But that's only half the story. The real heavy lifting comes from the angle. Airplane wings are tilted slightly upward into the wind. This is called the angle of attack. As the wing rushes forward, the bottom of the wing violently slaps millions of pounds of air downward. And thanks to Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Pushing all that air down pushes the 500-ton airplane up. It is literally swimming upward through the sky. But here's the catch. A wing can only create lift if air is rushing over it at an incredible speed. You can have the most perfectly designed wings in the world. Without immense forward momentum, a 500-ton plane is just an expensive paperweight. That is where thrust comes in. Modern commercial airplanes use jet engines, which are absolute marvels of engineering. Think of them as giant fire-breathing vacuums. The giant fan at the front sucks in massive amounts of air. Inside the engine, this air is squeezed incredibly tightly, mixed with jet fuel, and ignited. The resulting explosion of expanding superheated gases blasts out the back of the engine at supersonic speeds. It's the same principle as blowing up a balloon and letting it go, only this produces tens of thousands of pounds of thrust. This massive push forward easily overcomes the air resistance, or drag, allowing the wings to slice through the sky fast enough to lift the plane. Flight is nothing but a beautiful, highly controlled balancing act. When an airplane finally reaches cruising altitude at 35,000 feet, something magical happens. The engines provide just enough thrust to perfectly match the drag of the wind, and the wings create just enough lift to perfectly match the crushing 500-ton weight of gravity pulling the plane down. Everything reaches a state of elegant equilibrium. The airplane isn't defying gravity, it is just outsmarting it, using the invisible ocean of air to its ultimate advantage. So, the next time you look up and see a massive airliner soaring through the clouds, remember, it's not magic. It's brilliant engineering, the fascinating laws of physics, and the simple shape of a wing that changed history forever. If you enjoyed this journey into the simple things that shaped our world, please hit that like button, share this video with a curious friend, and subscribe to Simple Things Surprising Histories. Keep wondering, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next one.